guys, welcome along. So I'm going to do a quick video on my recent mods I've done to my British Army Gortex Bivi bag. It's the Woodland DPM. So I've added a couple of bits to it. Going to get it all set up and sort of go from there really, and sort of discuss the ins and outs of it and do a little trial sort of setup, getting in and out of it, make sure that the full length zip works and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get set up. Nice. So got the kit out of the Bergen. Normally when I'm transporting this about, my sleeping bag will be inside this, but for the purposes of the video I've taken my sleeping bag out. It's just behind me there. Excuse if you can hear any rifle shots in the background. That's a friend of mine sighting and scoping, so I do apologise if you get any sound effects, but it's all makes it more exciting, doesn't it? So yeah, so this is the British Army DPM Woodland Gortex Bivi bag. So what I'll do is, before I set it up, I'll go through what's actually been done to the bag itself. So originally it's literally just a sack with one open end. I'll string that out to there. So what we've got is obviously the head end here, with a large sort of a balance bit at the back, so that'll be on the floor there. And that's essentially all it is. It's a Gortex Bivi bag, a cover, over cover to go, that your DOS bag will go in. And what I do is I put my roll mat, my sleeping bag, everything goes in there. So essentially that is just literally on the only thing that's going to get messed up is the Bivi bag, which can be jet washed down, resealed and things like that. So what have I done to it is I bought a 3/4 length zip. I believe this is 1.2 meters long, this zip. Heavy duty, you can open it from the inside and out, so it's got a double zip on it. And I've had that stitched in. I hand stitched this to start with, which I don't recommend because it takes a lifetime to do it. But I did hand stitch it down both sides all the way to the end, and then I've also had it machine stitched as well. And what I'll do is I'll put some pictures in into the video here of close-ups of the machine stitching. But yeah, that's a 1.2 meter zip, just to make getting in and out of the bag that a little bit easier, because it can be a nightmare, especially if you've got to get in there with boots on still. It's a real nightmare to get inside your sleeping bag and then trying to get out of it. If you're in a low-level basher, which is about 1.5 feet off the ground, you haven't got enough room to sit up and things like that. It can be a real pain. So yeah, I've had a long zip put in down one side. Obviously all my sleeping bags open on the left, so I've had the zip put in on the left. I've had 2 eyelets fitted at the bottom here, which I've stitched in myself and then seam sealed into place. So basically they're my peg and out points for the foot end, which is here and here. So they'll be pegged out onto the floor, which keeps that tight. And then obviously the same the other end, is I've stitched in 2 more points with a couple of guy lines on there, and they're for my basher poles. So my basher poles will sit up in that, and then they'll be extended out, and that sort of creates my sort of framework. So I'm essentially using this as like a bit of a one-man sort of non-hooped bivvy, if you like. I may not use this setup, but it's an option there. It gives me that option to do that if it's like a summer event, or there's a chance of light rain, but I don't want to have to set up a basher and things like that, or a tent system of some sort. I can just use this. I've got it on me all the time. I'd always carry my basher poles with me anyhow, in case I haven't got any trees that I can sling a basher up in between. I can use my basher poles, so they'd always be there. I've not really added anything to this kit other than a zip and a couple of pegging out points, so this would be with me regardless. It just gives me that flexibility of another shelter option. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and now we'll get this set up. Okay, so I'll peg out the foot end first. Just quickly make sure that you can see that I'm in shot. Yeah, perfect. Right, so we'll get the foot end pegged out first. I've cleared a little bit of the ground already, but just make sure there's no more sharp bits. There's 1. There's 2. So that's the foot end pegged out. I'm not rushing. I can do this a bit quicker, but purely for the video, I'm just going to take the time so you guys can see how it's all put together. So I'm hoping then you can still see me in shot. We've got 1 basher pole goes up here, and what I've done is I've set this so that my zip is just off the ground there like that, so I know the height that these basher poles need to be, which is about 3 inches extended out. And then we'll get one of these pegged out, and the same as the other side. I have shortened down these guy lines, you can adjust them if need be. So there's 1, straighten that up a touch. And then we've got the other side here. So that's about right, slight bit of higher ground on that side. Right guys, as you can see, I've got the bivvy bag all set up now. It's all guyed out, basher poles, guy lines all pegged out, 2 at the foot end, 2 at the head end here. So let's have a quick look at what we've done. So here's the 1.2 metre zip, which extends all the way down. And one thing I was worried about was that I thought that undoing the zip might compromise the rigidity of the shelter, but it doesn't at all, which is quite cool. So I like that. So you can have that opened up. It gives you a huge amount of access in and out. Obviously, the entire side of the bivvy bag does open up. Let's actually come down a bit further. So it does open up all the way down. So it does make getting in and out of this bag a lot easier, especially if you have to keep your boots on. But yeah, what I've done on the inside here is obviously I've hemmed it. I've used sniper tape, and obviously that's been stitched through where the zip is. So that's all stitched into place. It was just to fold it over just to stop the Gore-Tex from fraying. Easy to do the zip back up. Obviously there, if you're in your DOS bag, one hand you can zip it in and out. One modification I will do to this further down the line, but I wanted to make sure that I was happy with this bit first before I went any further with it. And I'm going to stitch a strip of Velcro on the inside there, and I'm actually going to put a storm shield in, which angles down from this point, all the way out, so I can put my Bergen at the front there and my belt kit. I always use my belt kit as my pillow, and just that keeps the rain off that as well. That's the idea of it. I'll put my Bergen now in the shot so you can see. So obviously when I'm in there, I can have a storm shield can come out and go over the top of the Bergen there, and that'll just keep that nice and dry. And that's basically the plan. So what we'll do now is next little shot we'll come back and we'll get the DOS bag and that inside there, and I'll snuggle on in and we'll see what the size is like. Right guys, so I've got the DOS bag in there. I've got my little Mylar foam roll mat in there as well. I've just put this ground sheet out just so I can get my boots now off. I left my sandbags at home, so I can't put my boots on inside the DOS bag, unfortunately. But looking at it already, this is going to be so much easier to get in and out of, rather than having to just climb in through the end, try and pull yourself down into a sleeping bag. It's an absolute nightmare. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump in. This might not be very graceful, but then we'll see what sort of space we're dealing with. So I'm inside the DOS bag. Pull the zip up on that. I won't close it all the way because you can't see me or hear me, but I'm now snuggled down inside my DOS bag, and I didn't really rush to get in and out of it, if I'm honest, but I've got to say that's a hell of a lot easier than getting in from one end, having that zip there. I mean, I will zip it all the way up. There we go. So I'm snuggled in there. If you can't see me, I've got my belt kit as my pillow, and I am cozy. That'll do me quite nicely. So if I undo this zip again now, chuck that flap up over there if I can. I then go onto my back, spin the old hat round. So if I go up onto my back, I can put a little toggle in there to hold that up. You can see that the bivvy bag is not on my face like that, it's not claustrophobic or anything. It's just sitting a good distance enough away where I can lay down like this. If it is raining, I can have that all the way down. I've got a nice little area above me here, which enough ventilation obviously, because there's no sealant on this side. But I think I will 100% add that storm flap in there, not only for a bit of privacy, if I'm just doing a wild camp, but also I could even perhaps go so far as if it is lashing out with rain and I do want to cook myself up, make myself a hot brew, I could potentially do it in this little open area here, because obviously the sides will still be exposed, so I'll still have ventilation there. It's just another thing I can try, but yeah, I'm definitely going to fit this storm flap in here. So but yeah, very happy with that. We'll jump out now and get it all broken down. And there we go, I'm out the basher. Everything's still fully contained inside the bag there. Spin the old cap around the barnet. But yeah, I'm very impressed with that. It's the first time I've actually tried sort of getting in, laying inside the DOS bag. It feels ultra comfortable. There's no faff there or anything like that. It's yeah, there's no faffing around. It's a very basic modification. You know, all you do is purely adding a zip to the side there, just for gaining entry in and out of the bag itself. And like I said, it doesn't lose any of its structure. You know, it stays in place. You know, that's probably very over-engineered basher pole points. Again, they're from old bits of belt kit. You know, PLC webbing, D-rings or loops or triangle loops, what you want to call them. You could probably pick them up anywhere, any surplus store or even on eBay. They haven't even got to be them ones. You can just get normal guiding out points, or I'm sure there's probably tabs that you can buy for adding pegging out points or pole points, things like that. But yeah, I'm super happy with that. That's really cool. I can't wait to actually get it to an event now and actually try it out properly. Yeah, that's all good. Right guys, that's all the kit squared away now, back in the truck, ready to make a move home. Just want to say thanks for watching. Any feedback, please add some comments in the comment section below. I'd like to hear your thoughts and any plans that you've got for modding any of your kit, or anything you think I could do better with it. Like I said, it's just a trial at the moment, but so far I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to get it out on an overnighter and just that small contained sort of camping setup for Milsim or wild camping or anything like that. So it's a real all-round versatile bit of kit. The bivvy bag in its entirety on its own is good, but adding that long zip and those going out points, it's a really simple modification, and it's completely changed the way I can use it now, which is great. I love things that have dual purpose. So yeah, like I said, I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed making it. There's going to be plenty more coming in, like the Milsim series that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be going into all sorts of different kit. Obviously, like your Bergen setup and how you pack your Bergen, your cooking system, sleep system, shelter system, everything that goes along with it. We'll really get into it and dissect it all, and sort of go from there really. But this is like the first of many sort of shortish videos that I'm going to be doing as the weather's improving now. I did think I was going to have to abandon filming earlier on because we did get some rain and hail, but it's cleared up again now. Weather was certainly on my side today. But yeah, so like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and like and subscribe to the Punish one. I'm on Instagram as well. Any messages you want to send me, feel free to get in touch. I'll try and answer as many messages as I can. I don't get many, but if anyone who does want to get in touch and any further questions you've got about kit I use and things like that, please feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll endeavour to get back to you as quick as I can. Big shout out to the podcast November Foxtrot, which I'm heavily involved with. I love doing it. If you've not heard of it before, it's an airsoft podcast that we started during the first lockdown, just to sort of keep people sort of like heads in the game a little bit, because obviously we couldn't get to sites or events or weekends and things like that. So we thought, keep people talking about it, and we do a live every Wednesday at 8 PM UK time. So please feel free to come and join us on YouTube and Facebook. That's November Foxtrot. The big orange fox head is the logo to look out for. And a shout out, of course, to a good friend of mine, Des Catties, Bushcraft. He's also done a video for modding a bivvy bag. A great guy, does some great content, some really down-to-earth videos. He's a funny lad. So yeah, but please go and check out Des Catties. There'll be a link to his channel in the description below. I'll also be linking the podcast channel as well, and a couple of other guys who I may have forgotten to mention, but they will get shout outs in the description below. So yeah, look forward to seeing you all again on the next video, and it'll be more kit based stuff. So yeah, look forward to seeing you then. Thanks very much.